Hey everybody, Movie Review Next Door here, and I'm back with another review. And continuing on with the Saw series, this collection with Saw 2. This is a 2005 horror thriller film starring Donnie Wahlberg, Shawnee Smith, Dina Meyer, uh, Eric Knudsen, Glenn Plummer, Tobin Bell, Beverly Mitchell, a lot of people in this film. When a new murder victim is discovered with all the signs of Jigsaw's hand, Detective Eric Matthews begins a full investigation and apprehends Jigsaw with little effort. But for Jigsaw, getting caught is another part of his plan. 8 more of his victims are already fighting for their lives, and now it's time for Matthews to join the game. So, what did I think of Saw 2? Well, I've always felt a bit weird about this one because I don't hate it. I think it's a good film. I think it's a good follow up. It does get a few things wrong, and I do think it's not as effective as the first film with in terms of thrills, but it did make certain improvements. I'll get to those. Cast. Donnie Wahlberg plays Eric Matthews. He's a kind of a dirty cop character. Um, he plays this type of character well. He plays a cop in Blue Bloods. He's in a million other movies as a cop. I don't hate Donnie Wahlberg as an actor. To be honest, mostly I usually prefer him over Mark. I do like Mark Wahlberg in certain films. I liked him in The Departed. A lot of people liked him in The Departed. And some other films I can't think of at the moment. But he does a good job here. Tobin Bell plays John Kramer or Jigsaw. He is very much at ease at this role already. He's really good. He's made this role was tailor made for Tobin Bell. He's an amazing actor. It's a shame that it took until he was in his freaking 60s for people to pay attention to him. Um, freaking Shawnee Smith plays Amanda Young, a victim of one of Jigsaw's last traps, um, who is now in this new game. She plays the character very well. This is the last film where I actually liked what they added to her character. Um, I'll get more into that in the Saw 3 review, which I think I'll do tonight. Um, Eric Knudsen plays Daniel Matthews, who is Detective Matthews' son. He's kind of a delinquent. He's good. Glenn Plummer plays Jonas Singer. He's one of the people in the thing, in the game. He's always good. I remember him from films like Showgirls, The Substitute, um, Speed, Day After Tomorrow. He's been in a ton of films. Manuel Voyer plays Addison Corday. She's good. She plays a hooker. She looks like a hooker, and not in a bad way. She's if I show the picture, if you see her, you'll definitely know her. She's one of those people that you see and you just like recognize her. But yeah, Beverly Mitchell, good as Laura Hunter. Dina Meyer, good as Allison Carey, who becomes who is a bit more of an important character here than she was in Saw 1. And Lyric Bent, who will appear again in Saw 3 and 4. So, this film, Saw 2, follow up to Saw 1. I fucking love Saw 1. Saw 2, I've seen now twice. I think I've seen it just the same amount of times as I've seen most of them, at least up until final chapter, because I remember not really caring for Jigsaw and especially not caring for Spiral. I have a lot of fun going back to those. But I did enjoy revisiting this one. I don't think Darren Lynn Bousman is one of the better directors in the series. he's very hit and miss for me because I remember liking this one, not minding Saw 4 for the most part. I remember hating Saw 3, hating Spiral, and another movie he did called Death of Me that I wasn't too happy about because I really like Maggie Q and Luke Hemsworth, my favorite Hemsworth, fight me. Um, but they're kind of just wasted in a very stereotypical, oh, they're in another country, voodoo, magic, woo, and your typical bad ending from Darren Lynn Bousman. He also did a section of Tales of Halloween. I forgot which one he did. Oh, he did the fucking one. Oh God, that one sucked. That was like the worst one of the entire thing. It was like Bruce no. It was some big dude and he hired this kid to basically kill for him and oh God, it was the worst one of the entire anthology. Because that's not a terrible anthology film, I don't think, but that really sucked. Um but yeah, this film does make improvements on pace, I think. Now, while I say the first film is well paced, it is a bit slow burn. It's not one where shit's happening every single second. This film does bump up the pace a bit, is only around 93, 95 minutes with credits. The credits are like 6 minutes long for some reason. I guess that's the standard nowadays. Every big movie, every big company movie has to have 6 minutes of credits. Um, but this film is a bit a bit faster paced. It's it is getting a bit more into the quote unquote torture porn genre, which I hate to call the series that because there's definitely more to these movies than just gore. Um and yeah, I think they're pretty respectable horror films. I know not many people will agree with me on that, but I don't know. It's it's one of those hills. I'm not like trying to die on the hill defending the Saw series, but like Jesus, like there's some rough stuff in this series. Um, I am mad that we're not to my favorite director in the series yet. Um, because I mean, I just really, you know, I like the series. I do like the series, and I remember six being one of the better ones, and I remember not hating Final Chapter. I remember having issues with it for sure, but I remember not hating it like everyone did. Because that's the lowest rated film in the series, I'm pretty sure. But yeah. Saw 2, very simple concept. These 8 people are in this new death game kind of thing. Uh, Detective Matthews sees the son as part of it, along with Amanda and 6 other people. And yeah, it's very simple setup, gets straight to the point. Movie starts off on a bang. All of these movies start off with a bang, I will say. And yeah, you get a pretty fast-paced, no holds barred horror film. Now, where my issues start to come in is with certain things with the film. I'm not crazy about how it ends because it leads to one of the most wasted characters in the entire series, which is um, Donnie Wahlberg as Eric Matthews. Because I do think he is a wasted character. I think he was wasted when he returned. I'm not gonna like give spoilers about that or spoilers about the movie in this review. I'm just gonna say I wasn't happy with what they do with him because he just kind of goes wasted. Um, Shawnee Shawnee Smith's character Amanda, I'm still cool with her character here. It's in the next film where I start to have issues with her. But this film doesn't do as much stupid shit as I was expecting it to do because I do remember a lot of these movies very well, at least up until 7, because I don't remember barely jack shit from Jigsaw, because Jigsaw I just remembered being really dumb and having a real, like, they recycled a twist for it. Um, Freaking the and Spiral I just hated. Um, Mostly because it was boring and looked like shit. But yeah, this film there's not going to be a bunch to talk about. It is kind of just if you see this film, it the next quite a few Saw films are pretty similar. Um, like the people that go in, there will be some good ones. There's some like people who aren't as bad as Jigsaw thinks they are. There's some that'll be worse than he thinks. I liked the twist at the end actually, and I liked that there were hints towards it. If you know the twist, you know what I'm talking about regarding certain characters. I liked how the things were revealed. And yeah, it's a very well paced and well put together sequel to the first film. And I mean, this is probably the last time I'll praise Darren Lynn Bousman like this because I really don't like Darren Lynn Bousman as a director. Uh, Again, what was the one thing I liked from him? Yeah, it was this film. I never saw Mother's Day. I'm still curious about it, but yeah, that's like one thing that I like of him of the six things I've seen from him. I haven't seen Repo either, but yeah, it's a Saw film. It's kind of hard to say much about it. Um, next review, I definitely will make a spoiler review because I do want to talk about specific things in the story. Um, but yeah, it's a this is a good sequel to the first film. It follows its own rules for the most part. It works well for what it's doing, and yeah, I enjoyed Saw 2. Uh, Sorry, this wasn't more of a review. I'll have more to say about about the third one, but hope you enjoyed my review of Saw 2. If you've seen it, let me know what you thought in the comments. Um, and let me know what you want me to see next. And movie review next door out.